You've seen their family drama on screen, but the real romantic lives of the little people cast in 2025 are more shocking than ever. From secret divorces to surprise new partners, the stars of Little People, Big World are turning heads with who they're dating and who they've left behind. Some couples are stronger than ever, while others are quietly unraveling off camera. Here's the jaw-dropping truth about their real-life relationships today. Zach and Tori Roloff. Zach Roloff and his wife Tori have been quietly carving out a meaningful life together in Battleground, Washington, since stepping away from the reality series Little People, Big World at the end of season 25 in early 2024. Their decision to leave the show, after years of navigating the ups and downs of public life, marked a pivotal shift, one that has allowed the couple to focus more deeply on their family, personal goals, and mental well-being, all away from the constant lens of reality TV. Together, they're raising 3 young children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, each of whom has inherited achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism, like their father. Parenthood has brought its own set of challenges, especially in advocating for their children's medical needs and navigating the social complexities that come with raising 3 kids with dwarfism. Still, Zach and Tori remain fiercely devoted to ensuring that their children grow up in a home where they feel secure, celebrated, and understood. Tori has often shared that advocating for their kids isn't just about handling doctor's visits or surgeries. It's about building confidence and fostering independence in them from a young age. Since their departure from the show, Zach and Tori have found a new platform for connection, their joint podcast, Raising Heights. Through weekly episodes, they've opened up about their evolving family dynamics, parenting philosophies, and what it's like to be out of the public spotlight. Perhaps most notably, they've addressed past family tensions, particularly with Zach's father, Matt Roloff, with a tone of openness and maturity. While details remain largely private, they hinted that time and distance have allowed space for healing. In one episode, Zach acknowledged, "Things aren't perfect, but we're learning how to meet each other where we are." It's a message of reconciliation that longtime fans welcomed, given the emotional strain the family's public disagreements once caused. Their relationship, meanwhile, continues to flourish. Despite the pressures that come with parenting 3 young children and adjusting to a post-TV life, Tori and Zach remain each other's steadfast support. On Zach's 35th birthday, Tori penned a touching tribute on social media, calling him the best dad and husband ever, and praising his unwavering patience and quiet strength. The post was accompanied by sweet photos of Zach playing in the backyard with Jackson, helping Lila color at the kitchen table, and cuddling Josiah during story time, images that capture the kind of fatherhood Zach embraces wholeheartedly. Living on their terms has become a guiding principle for the couple. They've been candid about enjoying the slower pace of life in Battleground, a small community that offers space to breathe, grow, and simply enjoy each other. Tori continues to nurture her passion for photography, capturing authentic family moments and sharing them with her loyal followers, while Zach remains deeply involved in youth soccer coaching and community outreach, often bringing Jackson along for weekend games. Though they no longer appear on television, Zach and Tori have found new ways to share their story, with intentionality and purpose. They're no longer documenting every milestone on camera, but rather choosing when and how to share the chapters of their life. For their fans, it's been a privilege to continue witnessing this next season unfold, not as a TV narrative, but as a real-life family choosing love, growth, and authenticity above all else. Matt and Karen. Matt Roloff, now 63, is entering a new chapter of his life with longtime partner and former Roloff Farms manager, Corinne Chandler. The couple, who have been together for several years following Matt's divorce from Amy Roloff, are officially engaged, with their wedding expected to take place soon. The engagement marks a milestone in Matt's post-divorce journey and solidifies Karen's place not just in his life, but in the broader Roloff family story, a story marked by love, legacy, and, at times, tension. Matt and Karen's relationship evolved steadily after Amy moved off the farm and remarried. As the farm's long-serving manager, Corinne had been around the Roloff family for years, well before romance blossomed between her and Matt. But her transition from employee to life partner stirred deep emotions, particularly among Matt's adult children, Zach, Jeremy, and Molly, each of whom had differing responses to the change. For some, Corinne's increased presence in family matters and the farm's operations felt like a shift away from the traditions they had known growing up. For others, it complicated already strained dynamics between Matt and his children, especially in the wake of ongoing disagreements over the future of the farm. The Roloff legacy, long centered on the Oregon-based farm and the shared experiences of the family living and working there, has experienced seismic changes since the family's reality show. Little People, Big World first premiered in 2006. Over time, Matt became the primary decision-maker for the farm, while his children branched out and created lives of their own. The tension peaked during a highly publicized disagreement between Matt and son Zach over a potential purchase of part of the farm. Zach's proposal reportedly fell through after failed negotiations, leading to frustration and disappointment, emotions only heightened by the perception that Karen had growing influence in farm matters. Jeremy, too, once expressed interest in the farm, envisioning a way to carry on its legacy with his wife Audrey and their children. But similar to Zach's case, the deal never came to fruition, leading both brothers to move forward with their lives apart from the land they once hoped to steward. Molly, who lives out of state and remains largely private, has also distanced herself from the day-to-day operations and emotional entanglements surrounding the farm and her father's personal life. The rifts, while not always openly hostile, have been palpable in the show's later seasons and in interviews and social media posts from various family members. Despite the past friction, Matt seems focused on building a future that aligns with his vision, and Karen has become a central part of that. The couple now spend much of their time at their new vacation home in Arizona, a retreat they've embraced as a fresh start, away from the pressures of Oregon farm life. The Arizona home has become a symbol of their shared goals: more time for relaxation, fewer conflicts, and a life designed with intention. Their engagement announcement, though low-key, was accompanied by sentiments of joy and gratitude, with both expressing how excited they are to make their relationship official. As for the upcoming wedding, few specific details have been shared, but it's expected to be an intimate affair with close friends and family. Whether all of Matt's children will attend remains uncertain, given the complex family dynamics. Still, Matt has voiced hope that the wedding will be a step toward healing and togetherness, even if not everyone sees eye to eye. Karen, for her part, has expressed her desire to maintain civility and kindness within the family, especially for the sake of the grandchildren. Matt Roloff's engagement to Karen Chandler signals not only a personal evolution, but a turning point in the greater Roloff saga. While it may not look like the traditional legacy viewers once imagined for the Roloff farm, it is undeniably a reflection of Matt's continued push forward, choosing partnership, reinvention, and a future built on new foundations, even if that future breaks from the past. Amy and Chris Marek. Amy Roloff has embraced a vibrant and fulfilling new chapter in her life following her 2016 divorce from Matt Roloff. In 2021, she married Chris Marek, a real estate agent with whom she had built a strong friendship before their romance blossomed. Their wedding, held on Roloff Farms, was a joyful and emotional event, marking Amy's second chance at love and partnership. Today, Amy and Chris reside in Hillsboro, Oregon, just a short drive from where much of the Roloff family still lives, allowing them to stay closely connected to their children and grandchildren. Since stepping into this new phase of life, Amy has remained deeply engaged in both family life and professional ventures. She and Chris work together to manage a variety of projects, including Amy's books, online content, and appearances. Amy has long been passionate about sharing her story, and her memoir, A Little Me, continues to resonate with readers for its honesty about personal growth, relationships, and overcoming adversity. With Chris's support, she also participates in public speaking engagements and maintains a strong online presence, connecting with fans through her cooking videos, seasonal updates, and reflections on life after the show. Philanthropy has also become a key focus for Amy in recent years. She regularly supports and highlights charitable causes close to her heart, including organizations that serve individuals with disabilities and children's advocacy groups. Amy's philanthropic work is often grassroots in nature, focused on making a direct impact in the local community, and she's known to host fundraisers and use her platform to elevate voices and needs that might otherwise go unheard. Despite her life moving in a different direction than it once was, Amy remains a consistent and loving presence in the lives of her 4 adult children, Jeremy, Zach, Molly, and Jacob. While each of them has taken their own path, Amy has nurtured these relationships with care and intention. She is especially active as a grandmother, often helping babysit her growing brood of grandchildren. Whether it's attending birthday parties, helping with school pickups, or just spending a quiet afternoon baking cookies, Amy cherishes these moments. She's shared that being a Mimi is one of her greatest joys, and her Instagram is peppered with heartfelt glimpses into her time with the grandkids. Living in Hillsborough has proven to be a perfect middle ground for Amy and Chris. Their home is cozy yet spacious, and it reflects Amy's love of decorating, gardening, and entertaining. Chris, who didn't grow up in a large family like Amy, has adapted well to the busy Roloff clan lifestyle. He's formed strong bonds with Amy's children and grandchildren and often attends family events, lending quiet support in the background. The couple enjoys traveling together, especially on motorcycle trips, a shared hobby that has taken them across Oregon and beyond. Though no longer a central figure on Little People, Big World, Amy remains a familiar face at Roloff Farms, especially during pumpkin season and other family-hosted events. Her involvement has shifted from the managerial role she once held, but she continues to lend her energy and charm to festivities, often engaging with visitors and helping to maintain the sense of tradition the farm is known for. Her presence at these events not only honors her past, but reflects her ongoing commitment to the legacy she helped build. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff. Jeremy Roloff and his wife Audrey, now in her mid-30s, have carved out a vibrant and entrepreneurial life in Oregon since stepping away from Little People, Big World in 2018. Their decision to leave the reality show was rooted in a desire for privacy, creative freedom, and the ability to chart a path that felt more authentic to their values as a growing family. In the years since, they have welcomed 4 children: Ember Jean, 7, Bodie James, 5, Radley Knight, 3, and baby Mirabelle Gray, who just turned 13 months, and built a busy, multifaceted life centered around faith, family, and business. Living just a short drive from the Roloff farm, Jeremy and Audrey have maintained some connection to the place that shaped his upbringing, though they are no longer involved in its daily operations. They've openly shared in past interviews and social media posts that they had once hoped to take over part of the farm, but negotiations with Jeremy's father, Matt Roloff, did not lead to an agreement. Despite this disappointment, the couple pivoted with grace and purpose, investing their energy into building their own legacy from the ground up. The heart of their brand is storytelling and encouragement, specifically for young married couples and parents navigating life with intention. Their online presence is expansive, encompassing lifestyle blogging, podcasting, and a popular joint Instagram following that showcases everything from parenting moments to marriage advice and faith-based reflections. One of their major early successes was the Behind the Scenes podcast, where they candidly discuss family life, business, intimacy in marriage, and navigating the highs and lows of adulthood together. Their honesty, mixed with faith-driven messaging, has attracted a loyal audience that resonates with their vision of purposeful living. Jeremy and Audrey have also authored several books, including A Love Letter Life and Creative Love, both of which dive deep into their love story, personal growth, and the intentional habits they've developed to sustain their marriage. The books, along with their companion journals and courses, have become cornerstones of their business model. They regularly speak at conferences and faith-based marriage events, sharing the lessons they've learned along the way. Beyond books and podcasting, the Roloffs have recently expanded into the world of real estate and hospitality. One of their most notable new ventures is a set of luxury rental cabins they've been developing, designed with rustic elegance and located in a scenic part of Oregon. The goal is to create a getaway experience for couples and families looking to unplug and reconnect. Jeremy, with his background in photography and craftsmanship, has been deeply involved in the design and vision for the cabins, while Audrey manages the branding and promotional strategy. On social media, Audrey remains a prolific presence, curating content that blends lifestyle inspiration with practical tips on motherhood, wellness, and home organization. She's built a niche around essential oils, natural living, and home-based rituals, which has sparked both admiration and occasional debate online. Her candid posts, whether about postpartum recovery, discipline strategies, or homeschooling, often stir conversation, reflecting the passionate and divided nature of influencer culture. Still, Audrey remains true to her voice, engaging thoughtfully with her community and modeling a transparent, if sometimes polarizing, approach to digital motherhood. Despite their public life, Jeremy and Audrey prioritize keeping certain moments sacred. They've spoken often about the importance of Sabbath rest, tech boundaries, and creating rhythms of connection for their family. Their home is a cozy, intentional space where traditions matter, like Friday night pizza, homemade sourdough, and backyard adventures with the kids. As they continue to grow both personally and professionally, Jeremy and Audrey Roloff stand as a dynamic example of post-reality show reinvention. They've managed to blend their values with entrepreneurship, building a life that reflects both their passions and their priorities. With 4 young children and a long list of creative projects underway, their story is far from finished, and they seem more energized than ever to keep writing it, one intentional choice at a time. Jacob and Isabel Roloff. Jacob Roloff, the youngest of the Roloff siblings at 28, has forged a markedly different path from his older brothers, choosing a quieter and more intentional life after stepping away from the public eye. Married to Isabel Rock since 2019, the couple welcomed their first child, a son named Mateo Tomas, in December 2021. While they occasionally share glimpses of their life online, both Jacob and Isabel have made the conscious decision to keep Mateo largely off-camera, preserving his privacy during these formative early years, a sharp contrast to the reality TV spotlight Jacob experienced as a child. Jacob's relationship with fame has been complex and deeply personal. Having grown up in front of cameras on Little People, Big World, he later distanced himself from the show, citing discomfort with how the series portrayed his family and his own life. In 2020, he publicly revealed that he had been the victim of sexual abuse by a former producer during his time on the show, a revelation that shook longtime fans and cast a more sobering light on the behind-the-scenes realities of growing up on reality television. Jacob's courageous decision to share his story, despite its painful nature, underscored his desire to live authentically and break generational cycles of silence and emotional suppression. In the years since, Jacob has redirected his energy toward living in alignment with his values, primarily through sustainable agriculture, simple living, and spending time with his wife and son. He currently resides on family land in Oregon, where he works closely with agritourism and small-scale farming efforts tied to Roloff farms. He's often seen tending to crops, composting, harvesting vegetables, and engaging in soil stewardship. Jacob is particularly passionate about regenerative farming practices, biodiversity, and food justice. Though he avoids the limelight, those who follow his limited online presence admire his thoughtful insights on land use, personal ethics, and the importance of intentional work. While Jacob remains largely off social media, his wife Isabel offers a gentle, poetic window into their world. A writer and artist at heart, Isabel shares reflections on motherhood, grief, and healing through Instagram posts and occasional blog entries. She lost her mother in 2014, and that grief has shaped much of her writing, giving her a voice that resonates with many followers navigating similar experiences. Her musings are often lyrical, more meditative than promotional, and she uses her platform not to influence, but to connect on an emotional and spiritual level. As a mother, Isabel has embraced a nurturing, intuitive approach. She occasionally writes about her experience raising Mateo, from the emotional roller coaster of postpartum life to the subtle joys of toddlerhood, but always with a protective veil over his image. The couple's stance on Mateo's privacy has been clear from the start. No full-face photos, no branded collaborations involving him, and no use of his likeness to grow an audience. In a world where sharenting is common, their boundary has earned praise from many who see it as a radical act of respect for a child's autonomy. Though Jacob has distanced himself from the Roloff family's on-screen legacy, he has not severed ties completely. He and Isabel are often seen attending family gatherings, holiday events, and seasonal functions like the annual Pumpkin Festival. Jacob's bond with his siblings varies, though he appears to maintain a close relationship with his mother, Amy, and younger brother, Zach. His interactions with the farm remain mostly grounded in his agricultural work rather than any public-facing role. Together, Jacob and Isabel represent a quieter branch of the Roloff family tree, one focused less on fame and more on stewardship, introspection, and healing. Their journey, while not widely publicized, has resonated with a growing number of people seeking alternatives to consumer-driven lifestyles. In their small, deliberate steps, from farming and poetry to parenting and privacy, they're quietly building a life rooted in meaning, one season at a time. Molly and Joel Roloff. Molly Roloff, now 31, has long been known as the most private of the Roloff siblings, and by design. Since marrying Joel Silvius in 2017, Molly has built a quiet, steady life far from the cameras that once documented her adolescence on Little People, Big World. She and Joel reside in Spokane, Washington, several hours away from the family's famous farm in Oregon. Unlike her brothers, who maintain public profiles through social media or business ventures, Molly has chosen a more conventional and private path, one centered around family, career, and peace, away from the public spotlight. Molly works as an accountant, a profession that aligns well with her grounded, detail-oriented personality. Though unconfirmed, several reports over the years have indicated she may be employed by Nordstrom or another major corporate entity with a presence in the Pacific Northwest. Her decision to avoid social media, promotional projects, and reality TV fame reflects a deliberate choice to prioritize personal privacy over public exposure. For longtime fans of the show, Molly's absence has been noted, but always with an understanding that her path, though quieter, is no less significant. She and her husband, Joel, lead a life that mirrors that sense of discretion. Joel, who works in the finance or education sector, is equally private, and the two are rarely photographed or seen publicly outside of family milestones. Despite the Roloff family's fame, Molly and Joel maintain a distinctly low profile, even skipping most major public events tied to Little People, Big World. Still, their absence from the screen doesn't indicate distance from the family itself. Molly remains close to her parents and siblings, and visits between Spokane and Oregon happen throughout the year. In fact, family ties continue to be a quiet but enduring part of Molly's life. She is especially known to share warm bonds with her mother, Amy Roloff, and her brother Jacob, both of whom value depth and privacy over visibility. Molly has been spotted at select farm events, like seasonal pumpkin festivals or holidays, but typically behind the scenes. While she no longer participates in filming, her presence during these moments underscores her ongoing connection to the Roloff clan. Her relationship with her father, Matt Roloff, has also remained intact, though it's often marked by a respectful distance. Visits with Matt and his fiancée Karen Chandler do occur year-round, either when the couple visits Spokane or when Molly and Joel return to Oregon for birthdays, holidays, or casual family time. While tensions have existed between Matt and other children due to farm-related conflicts, Molly has largely stayed neutral, preferring peace over drama. Her natural diplomacy and measured temperament make her a unifying figure, even if she chooses to stay out of the spotlight. In interviews, Amy has often spoken fondly of Molly, praising her intelligence, calm presence, and loving nature. During family podcasts or Q&A sessions, Amy has occasionally shared updates about her daughter, mentioning trips to Spokane, how much Molly enjoys her career, or how kind and welcoming Joel is as a son-in-law. These small glimpses reinforce the deep affection and pride Amy holds for her only daughter. While it remains unknown whether Molly and Joel plan to expand their family, fans have often expressed hope that the couple will eventually share more of their life. Yet their current path seems firmly rooted in privacy, with their Spokane home serving as a retreat from the demands of public life. They enjoy their freedom, their community, and the stability of a life built outside the shadow of reality television. What do you think about the partners of the Little People stars? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.